Join us leaving the wilds of Ibiza's north coast. We party in Ibiza town, then escape as a weather system builds. In our sheltered spot, we're pleasantly surprised to come across some old sailing friends. It's very rolly, very beanie rolly. So I'm hand steering because otherwise it makes me a bit queasy with the autopilot turning the wheel.
How's it going?
There we go. Roll, roll, roll.
Here we are, Ibiza, maybe the most famous party town in the world. And even from here looks very impressive. Huge breakwater, a big lighthouse, and the walled town up on the hill.
Phil and I have been wanting to go out clubbing in Ibiza for a very long time, so tonight's our night. We are off to see Bob Sinclair at Pacha, and we saw Bob, first name basis, we saw Bob first New Year's Day a very, very long time ago, not going to say how many years ago. So, and he was great at revving up the crowd, and we're going to see if he's still got the magic touch tonight.
They're still sleeping, and now the time is 9 o'clock. Normally Dad wakes up at about 7. Now it is 10 past 9. Now my watch says that it's 9:33 and they're still asleep. Dad was supposed to wake up 2 hours and 33 minutes ago. And Mum the same nowadays.
That was a fun night. I'm feeling a bit seedy though. We're going to take the boat over to the old town instead of walking all the way around. I'll have to say it's very nice to be chauffeured for once, for a couple of euros. Well worth it. Energy.
So there's the sunny coast of Ibiza and Formentera out on the horizon. We're heading out there tomorrow. Well, that's it for Ibiza. We are heading across to Formentera because forecast is for southerlies, and to be fair, it's been southerlies for the last few days, so we expect there's going to be quite a few bit of waves built up. So we're going to find a sheltered spot just in a little nook in Formentera. The challenge is that then at midnight it's going to turn into quite a strong northerly, but we figure that it's probably better to put up with or be secure from waves that have been built up over the last few days than fresh waves from the north, which are most likely going to be a lot smaller. Anyway, it's going to be an interesting night.
We put the first reef in the mainsail when we set out. We've got a full head sail, which we found works quite well because of the self-tacking head sails, a small head sail, and it means that at least when it's still kind of moderate winds around 15, 16, that full head sail and reefed mainsail are pretty well balanced. You can see this red line here is the middle. So you can let go and it's pretty well balanced. Just a bit choppy, but apart from that, very pleasant sailing.
Okay. Well, here we are in Formentera. As you can see, it's a lot more sheltered here than out there. You can still see the ferries and other vessels bobbing up and down like crazy. While here it's relatively calm. Still blowing up to 18 knots, but it's nice to be settled down on a mooring buoy. The great news is that a couple that I did my first aid course in Sydney with, they bought a cat and they've been coming across from Greece, making their way also to do the Atlantic Rally for cruises. They're here. I saw them on the AIS, I thought it might be them. Yeah. So they've gone into town, they're going to drop around later. Yeah. There they are.
Small world.
Very small. Well, that was great to catch up with Chris and Elisa from the catamaran BAREFEET. We spent a while, about 3 hours, just going through how they are enjoying their yacht, our yacht. They bought their catamaran about the same time as we picked up Tranquilo, except that they bought their second hand. Well, of course Tranquilo was new, so they've had a few more challenges, including, by all accounts, the worst one, which is where the pin that connects their boom to their mast had almost popped out. That's pretty full on. So the first thing I did was go to our boom and check our pin is all good. They've also had a few other more harrowing adventures than we have. For example, getting hit by 40-knot winds between Ithaca and Kefalonia in April. Now that's pretty full on. They're saying that they went into the wind to be able to bring the sails down, and yeah, the hull, one of their hulls, had come out of the water. That's yeah, quite a hairy moment on a catamaran. So anyway, it was great to see the guys, and they had a pretty wild last night as well. They were in quite an exposed anchorage, and they got hit by 1 meter waves, so they pulled into this little sheltered spot early this morning, and they're sounding quite tired, frankly, so they've gone off to catch up on some sleep. They're also planning to head across to Gibraltar over the next 10 to 15 days.
In the Balearics. What a stunning sunset. Whoa.
What a sunset too, indeed.
Help us inspire others to live their dreams. Please support us on Patreon.